it's Pamela from Yorkshire in the north of England, here to talk about crochet. I have done a couple of things since I spoke to you last. Firstly, Lee from Lee Mac, very good channel if you don't already follow her, has been doing the Olympics. She didn't say initially, but you know, she is welcoming people to join in. So that got me thinking, because they had been wanting to do an Olympic themed amigurumi, and I was thinking, well, who's my sporting hero? Well, I've got loads. I've got absolutely loads from all different sports. So I thought, well, who was the first one that I remember? Well, we're going to go back to the Olympics in Munich 1972. I was 8 years old. We were on holiday, and they had a colour television in the hotel. I mean, if you can remember back to those days, you usually had a television room. You certainly didn't have one in your hotel room. So my mum would, because she loved sport, did my mum, she used to, like, regularly, that week we were on holiday, she'd be, you know, like, we'll go out, but I'll just watch this. So she'd be watching a race, you know, or whatever, from the Olympics in Munich. And I remember some people from that, like the 400 metre runner, Jenkins, I think it was David, wasn't it? Something like that. Can't remember his first name now. I think it was David. And then there was David Emery, who was a 400 metre hurdler. I remember those. But the one I remember most of all was Mary Peters. Now, she won the pentathlon, because in those days it was a pentathlon. It was 5 events for women. It later became the heptathlon, which was 7 events. But she'd already you know, competed for Great Britain, but this was her first medal in the Olympics. Now she won gold, and it was an amazing achievement, probably firstly because she was the only gold medalist from Munich 72 for Great Britain, and so that's probably why I remember the best of all. Plus it was on colour TV, which we'd never seen on colour TV before. In fact, as an aside, my mum said when we were on that holiday, right, that's it, we're getting a colour TV when we go home, because she would absolutely loved watching the sport on a colour TV, and we did. We had one by Christmas that year. In fact, it was earlier than that, but yes, we had one before Christmas that year, and all based on the fact my mum was watching sport on colour TV. So yeah, so I do remember her. Now, I think probably the main reason why I remember is because, with her being the only one from Great Britain who got her gold medal, she will have been on absolutely everything. You know, when she got back home, she'll have been interviewed by so many people. So she really sticks in my mind. So I have to say, she is the first person that I really noticed as a sporting hero, and she's remained somebody that I like to listen to ever since. She's got a beautiful smile. She's very gently spoken. She's a lovely person. Now, so this is my Mary Peters. So this is the my representation. I've used the Iconic Women book to you know, use for the sizing, and the you know, Ruth Ginsburg, I used hair and ponytail to do that, but the rest of it I just sort of made up. So I gave her trainers, because when you look on the colour photos from that year, she's got red trainers on, white socks. She's then got, like, in those days, British performers, British athletes wore white shorts and a white sort of top, but she wore like a vest type, so no sleeves, and we always had the blue stripe and the red stripe to represent the country's colours. So and she did have blondish hair. She really had mousy blonde hair, but I haven't got a yarn that would do mousy blonde hair. And she wore her hair in a ponytail while she was you know, performing, and she always had her hair down when she got a medal. Now, so this is going to stay with my iconic women that I've got on the shelf. So I've got Vera, which I've done most recently of all of the women, Jane Austen, which was my first, and Emmeline Pankhurst, who represents all the suffragettes. So she's going to stay with them. Because like I say, if anybody asks me, who do you remember from them, it'd be Mary Peters, and she is a nice person. So I'll just tell you a little bit more about Mary Peters. So she was born in Lancashire actually in 1939, but when she was 11 the family moved to Ballymena in Northern Ireland, and it was for her father's job. Now she was encouraged by him to do athletics. Now she has got a very nice Northern Irish accent actually, so she obviously picked up the accent. She competed at the Tokyo 1964 Olympics and Mexico 1968, but she didn't medal in those. Respectively, she came 4th and 9th. So in Munich, that was when she got the gold medal. Now, she had already competed at 5 Commonwealth Games, which used to be our Empire Games, for Northern Ireland, and she'd had 2 golds in the pentathlon and a silver in the shot put. Now, she's been supporting young talent in athletics for a long time, and she formed a Mary Peters Trust. So she's continued to give back to athletics. She was given an MBE, which is a member of the British Empire, in 1973. She was given a CBE, Commander of the British Empire, in 1990. She was made a Dame Commander of the British Empire in 2000. She then was given the member of the Common Companion of Honour, which is a CH, and I can't honestly remember anybody else actually being mentioned for that, so that's a new one on me. She was also made a Dame of the Order of St John, another one that I hadn't heard of, and then she became a lady, which is a Lady Companion of the Order of the Garter in 2019, and so she's now known as Lady Mary Peters. She represented the order, the Companions of the Order of the Garter at the coronation last year. Now, there's something interesting I found out by looking at Wikipedia, which I didn't know. A coat of arms contains red and white roses. It's round the neck of a spaniel on a coat of arms, and that's because her grandparents were from Lancashire and Yorkshire. I never knew that, so there is an affinity with Yorkshire. Like I say, she obviously stood out because she'll have been everywhere when when she won. So yeah, that's a little bit about her. She's still living today. She still talks about the victory she had in Munich. She still fights for young talent to get help to continue with their athletics. She's a really nice person, so I'll pop some pictures in if I can find some that are free to use. To make her, I used for her skin tone, I used King Cole Cotton Soft in the colour Powder, which was one of the new ones I bought to try and use for a skin tone, and I think that's really good actually. I don't think it's a bad thing for white skin tones. By the way, Nick thinks I should do a smiley mouth because she is always smiling, but I'm not very good at doing smiles on people, so I don't know whether I want to try really. Her outfit is made from, all the rest of them that I'm using are Signet 100% cotton in DK yarn. So we've got white, lagoon, ketchup, that's one of the new colours they brought out this year, and dandelion. I used 8mm grey eyes. I don't actually know what colour eyes she's got, but I thought grey, I like grey eyes on my little dolls, you know. So yeah, that's that. And then, so that's all I used. I did it with a 2.75mm up, which is my favourite one for amigurumi. So yeah, what do you think to my little heroine? So she's, I was thinking about doing a tracksuit, because when she was given a medal, she had a navy blue tracksuit on. But to be honest, I'd rather see her in this, you know, which is what I remember her competing in, you know. So yes, that's that one done. I've also started the year of Granny Squares crochet along, which is being run by Jenny at In My Spare Time Crochet. So the first one, which you'll have seen on other people's channels, is the spring kite. So that's from the, you know, because they're doing them in season, so that's the spring section, and that's number 1. So mine is there. So I've used a cotton and acrylic blend, which is quite squidgy actually, but I think it'll make a nice blanket, because I intend to do mine in the seasons in a blanket. So I haven't brought the colours through, but the ones I've used, and there's some of each in. I've used the Sirdar Snuggly Replay DK yarn and the Sirdar Stories, which are both the cotton and acrylic mix. So not too sure about the colours I've picked to mix for the first one, but it'll all work out okay in the end, because I've got like other people are doing, I've got about 6 for each season, so they'll all, you know, they complement each other, so I think it'll be fine. So that's me up to date for now. I'm working on another Olympics project, and hopefully be back with that before too long. Oh, I know what else. You know, I've been doing my pencil toppers. These are my latest ones, because the others have gone on the way, as I've probably told you, to the galas. So I've done some more. So I've done another couple of frogs, a bee, another couple of bears. I did a pink rabbit and the toadstool that I showed you the other day. So I've been quite busy really. Anyway, enjoy the rest of the weekend. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you.